Play.
Alright, another Drunkman Devlog. At the end of the last time we had looked through the first draft and found it to be poor. So I have written a list of changes to try and fix that. I think that a lot of this is going to have to be cut. It's sad when you work on a scene, a shot, and spend hours and hours animating it and then decide, nope, it's got to go. It's just not right. And it's just making everything too long and slow. But that is the case for a lot of this. That's the way it goes. Also, I think a lot of the reason it felt bad is because the transitions between scenes were so abrupt. So I'm going to do the transitions and call them part of draft one as well, really. Certainly before the voices get done. I've added some lines of dialogue, which I will add over the top of the scenes that seemed a bit dull, where they were basically just drinking each other. Hopefully that adds a bit more humour, a bit more jokes, and adds to Drunkman's impatience and frustration with the city. So we get on with that, I guess.
Watching.
The transitions will need to have 2 frames as planes, so rather than import the models that made up this picture here, we're going to import the actual picture itself just as a flat plane on a new scene, and likewise with the first frame of the next scene, and likewise with the Drunkman symbol itself that he wears on his chest. And then we'll be able to move those 2 planes and that symbol around to make an interesting transition between the 2. At least that's the plan. I've got 10 different transitions to do in my list here, so they'll probably take most of today, I would think, if not more than today. So I'll get on with those. I'll take you through some of how I do the first one. We'll have a new Blender scene into which we will turn on import planes, and then create a new folder for the transitions to go in. Call this Drunkman Transition 1. Next, actually import a couple of frames. I won't be using cycles, so hopefully this will import anyway. If not, we'll have trouble. But let's find where the frames are. Render. That's the last frame of the first scene, and that's the first frame of the second scene, so we'll import both of those as planes. Switch to material mode so we can see what they look like. Good. Let's look at the camera. We haven't got cameras. Oh, we have. There's a camera. So I'll rotate both of those 90 degrees. So they're the right way up. This isn't the right frames. That's weird. Okay, they're not the right frames. What are the actual frame numbers that we want then? Probably it. Jumping frame numbers. Oh, no, not there. I'm going to have to look this up. works, apparently. There, it's those two. 1, 1, 1, 2, there we go. Looks right. Maybe. Yeah, those are the two. So that's good. We got those first 2 frames. We can set them so that they fill the screen. Probably doesn't have to be that exact, but we'll do it as close as we can there. Likewise for that one. That's got the 2 in place, but we want one of them to be out of the way for now. Not that one, the other one. So that will be frame number 1. If we render that, how does it look? Dark. So it's we are in cycles. We don't want to be in cycles. Damn it. So we'll delete those, import them again now that we're not in cycles. That one, that one. Now it's coming out black. Not very helpful. Emit 1. Like it. And that's the first frame, rendered nicely as an image. So now we need to try and import the Drunkman symbol, so we'll add a mesh or a circle. Fill in the edge and then make a material for it. And will also need to be emit 1. But more importantly, it will need a texture. From the Drunkman symbol. That's not the one. Drunkman skin then. That was a bit small. Okay, I'm going to use the GIMP and make a better Drunkman symbol.
Watching.
So we just needed a bit of red. So we have now Drunkman symbol. And we need to remap it. Place on here. Why isn't it there? There, that's weird. And there we have it. So now hopefully we can move that to there. And we should get symbol in front of it. Perfect. How long is this going to be? About 3 seconds. About 24 frames a second. 72 frames. On frame number 1, we're going to want the symbol to be very little, almost infinitesimal, really, and also slightly behind the picture. Middle. Here we want to use is just location, and scale. And frame number 1, we want it to look like that. Frame number 72. Don't worry about 72 yet. Frame number 36. Right. There's the Drunkman symbol gone again. Naming better. Frame 1, that's right. 36. want it much bigger. Like the frame number 36, we want it to fill the entire screen. Like so. Oh. Did that wrong again. That's what it should be like a frame 36, not frame 1. Frame 1 is supposed to be much tinier. Go, there's that. Just do a very simple transition for the first one, which means at frame 36 you want to grab an object, at frame 37 move it up out of the way, well that one, frame 36 is there, frame 37 down there. So hopefully now that will be a simple transition. There we go. But that's not good enough, because I also want to apply some compositor effects. And I reckon also some spinning. I reckon on that frame we want to have rotated a good 10 times, so when we look that will be what I hope. That was a different layout. See what we're doing. Not nearly enough. What we want to do is lots more. That's more like it. Really fast spin. It's not quite that high. I think probably linear rather than Bezier. So it moves at the same speed. It's looking more like it. I would like that to also be scaled bigger. That's the kind of thing. Then compositor effects. So we'll separate this into two render layers, one of which is the main pics and the other of which is the logo. The logo should contain just that. The main pic should contain just that. How we're looking so far. Yeah, that's the kind of effect I'm going for, I think. But we're going to want to composite this layer with the image on. So let's pick somewhere in the middle, no, quite early, but where we can see the logo. There we go. And render it so that we've got something to play with in the compositor. Hopefully that's done what I wanted. I don't know why the logo isn't there, but we'll see in the compositor. Compositing, use nodes. Add another node for the other layer. Input, render layers. Why has it only got one of my render layers? Don't know. Ah, no, there we go. Let's maybe pick some sort of logo. Let's both. We want to merge them with an alpha over. So that goes over the top of that. And we see the output there. That's weird. Isn't that right? That's just black. No, they come from the alpha there instead of from the image. There we go. Still not right though. Possibly the alpha there should be into a factor. No. Aha! This logo layer needs to actually not draw any sky. In fact, they both need to not draw any sky. They need to be set to an output that can do transparencies, and then if we render again, that might help. It's like the opposite of what we want. Try flipping those over. There we go. Good, so that gives us this separate layer that we can now do some compositing effects on. Mostly what I'm going to want is an increasing amount of Gaussian blur. Which starts at 0. Fairly quickly moves up to a fairly high number, 10. No, higher than that, 40. Yeah, that's more like it. stays at that high number until out there, and then at the end it's back down to naught again. So what we should have now is it starts blurs fairly quickly. 10 frames, is that quickly enough? That's half a second. No, faster than that. Let's make it 5. So in 5 frames it builds up to lots of blur and should also be rotating nicely. I think that's probably the compositing done. And all that remains is to do the animation on this. Where are we? Right, when it's at the end, but when it's at the beginning we want it to be much bigger. Oh, why did it go from there? That's weird. Medium point, please. Oh. Okay. Annoying thing. We're going to have to edit this object. So it's centered that in the center. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? That's better. That matters. So then it starts there. And there. But there it's massively bigger. And rotated by lots. Now, get through it slowly. Spins will be increasingly blurred. The logo comes in, fills the screen, so it switches, still spinning, still blurred until the logo gets small. When it's done. I still see an issue with the way the logo appears and disappears. I think that's basically that it wants to start a lot closer to there so that it appears much sooner. Still takes 3 frames to appear. Oh no, it appears straight away. Good. Might give the logo a bit of a spin. No, not for the first transition. Fancy transitions after the first one. This is your basic transition, and I'm now going to render that so that we can see what it looks like shortly.
Watching.
Okay, so we finished rendering. We should now view it. right, I think. But then I could normally play that through step by step. Maybe not. Okay, we'll just play it through step by step another way then. Step by step. Oh, we've got a lot of empty frame there. More here. Because it's movement at the end. That thing's movement there is all very curvy, and we want it to be linear. Have a slow speed up and slow down, but I think there's more than that. I think already by that first frame big enough to fill everything. Get a bit more there as well. And likewise with this at the end there. It would be nice if we could get some motion blur into that spin, so I'm going to see if we can figure that out. That'll be compositor most likely. I haven't done motion blur in a long time. I might have to look up how. Nodes. Does it just question changing that? Nope. Vector blur sounds right. Which goes into there. We want to increase that slowly. And also decrease it slowly.
stay here and be prepared for anything. For anything.
Maybe 10's even not enough. We're definitely slowing down the compositing. I don't think that's actually changing anything. It's the blur that we want to change. Naught there. $50. Oh, apparently it only goes as high as 20. See about that. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Perhaps 20's too high. It's definitely slowing down the compositing, not composting. Wow. That's about it, I reckon. 4, maybe 5, just to be sure. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so we'll try that all, render all that again. Second try, lucky, hopefully this will be the one.
Watching.
Alright, so that's rendered. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, that's basically exactly what I was aiming for. Cool, so that's the first of the transitions done. I won't bother to walk you through the others. I've got 9 more to do. I shall do them mostly by just resaving this one and changing the image names essentially. Good, so that's all 10 transition scenes done, including the one I forgot at the beginning to transition from black screen into the start of the show. And the one at the end where we transition out to a black screen where we'll probably run some credits or something, even though basically so far it's all me, it'll be some actors. Which means I've got lots of things ticked off on my list, that's good. The next thing is the first bar scene when they're drinking at each other. Too boring, too empty, needs lines. So I'll need to record some lines. Okay, so that's a lot more done than I expected to get done today. I think I've got a lot left over to render now. All of the transitions have got to be rendered. I fixed every one of the extra dialogue that I added. That's all been actually added, and characters have been moved to say those lines. I mean, not lip sync obviously, but the body language. I haven't addressed all the changes I want to make to the final mega scene, but they can probably all be done after the audio recording anyway. So I reckon I'm going to call it for today. I do have some stuff I can be getting on with, and this is going to take forever to render. I mean, look at this. I've got to do all that. those frames, those sounds, those frames, those sounds, those frames, those sounds, those frames, those sounds, frames, those frames. I'm going to calculate some physics. It's going to take for ages. You're not going to get to see this, but well, that's it. Screw it. So that's the end. I've been rambling a little. Bye bye. And so here are the 10 transitions, one after the other, with no gap in between, so you can't really even see that they are transitions, but still, not bad, eh?